Before we do our conformational analysis, we want to define what a dihedral angle is. We saw that when we have the red ball versus the blue ball. We saw that the red ball and the blue ball in this conformer were opposite one another. The dihedral angle is considered to be 180 degrees. Di stands for two planes. And when we look at this model here, we can see that I have blue carbon, blue hydrogen. 3 points make up this plane, once we have a blue plane. It extends in this direction. The red attached to the carbon, produces a separate plane, a red plane. When the two planes, the red plane and the blue plane, are opposite one another, the dihedral angle is 180 degrees. However, if I rotate the blue plane to a dihedral angle of 0, the two planes have an angle of 0 degrees between them, as in the eclipsed conformer. Thus we have a red plane going this way, and directly lying flat on that is the blue plane, and the angle between the blue plane and the red plane is 0 degrees. So we have the notion and definition of our dihedral angle. We have two planes that are established, and we can rotate the plane. If I rotate the plane 60 degrees, the two dihedral planes are at 60 degrees. And we can map this out. Again, here we have the dihedral plane at 180 degrees. Here we have the dihedral plane at 0 degrees. We will begin our conformational analysis with a dihedral plane of 0 degrees. And one way to look at our conformational analysis is to draw Newman projections. Since we're going to be rotating the angle 60 degrees 6 times, we know we need a minimum of 6 circles to be drawn. And when we do our analysis, we will keep the red hydrogen always pointing up in all examples. We won't rotate the red hydrogen and its dihedral plane in our analysis. We recognize that we have hydrogen coming off carbon 1. Again, this is carbon 1. This is carbon 2. Carbon 2 is in the back. We can't see carbon 2 in the back. We show our hydrogens. And we note that in our analysis, carbon 1 does not get rotated. However, we will rotate the blue hydrogen in the back 60 degrees. So right now, we will begin our analysis with a dihedral angle at 0 degrees. Thus, the blue hydrogen pointing directly back. We're going to rotate 60 degrees. That puts the blue hydrogen there. We're going to rotate another 60 degrees. That puts the blue hydrogen here. 180 degrees rotation puts the blue hydrogen here. 240 puts the blue hydrogen here. 300 degrees rotation puts the blue hydrogen here. And 360, which I don't have drawn, takes us back to the beginning. So again, our dihedral angle of 0 and 360 are one and the same. We can draw in the missing hydrogens on carbon 2. encourage you to do that. And we can see that we have 7 conformers of ethane, the 7th being the 360-degree dihedral angle. And we can calculate energy values associated with each conformer. Again, we recognize that eclipsing hydrogens were worth 1 kcal per mole. And so we have a total of 3 kcal per mole total torsional strain in this conformer with a dihedral angle of 0 and 360. And when we rotate 60 degrees, we have a dihedral angle of 60. There's 0 torsional strain in this conformer. There is 0 torsional strain in this conformer. If we rotate another 60 degrees, we're in an eclipse conformation. The red hydrogen and the blue hydrogen and these hydrogens are eclipsing each other. So again, we're back to 3 kcals per mole of torsional strain. Again, eclipsing hydrogens, you want to remember, is worth 1.0 kcals per mole for a total of 3.0 kcals per mole of torsional strain. If we rotate another 60 degrees, we have our anti-conformer that has 0 kcals of torsional strain. We rotate another 60 degrees. We have this conformer, again, looking down this bottom, you can see the blue hydrogen lies to the left-hand side. Again, eclipse conformer for a total of 3.0. Rotate another 60 degrees. We have this conformer, dihedral angle of 300 degrees for 0 torsional strain. These are the energy values associated with each conformer of ethane, where we rotated 60 degrees in each conformer. We can plot this out now on a potential energy profile. Our potential energy profile plot would look at the following: dihedral angle of 0, 60, 120, 180, 240, 300, and if you like, 360, that is the repeat of the dihedral angle of 0 degrees. Energy would be on the y-axis. I'm just going to label my energy value 0 for clarity at this point right here. The highest energy value is 3.0. At the dihedral angle of 0, we can mark an energy value there. 60-degree dihedral angle, energy value of 0. 120 has an energy value of 3 kcals per mole. 180, our anti-conformer, 0 kcals per mole. Our eclipse conformer with dihedral angle of 240 has an energy value of 3 kcals per mole. And at this dihedral angle of 300, the energy value is 0. At 360, we can mark a point, the repeat of our dihedral angle of 0. And then we can just plot the point, and you can see that we end up with a profile that looks like perhaps a sine wave, where the top of the curve is considered a transition state. You can see that, again, by Vesper theory, atoms want to repel, so right off the bat we can see that the highest energy state for this conformer of ethane is where atoms are repelling each other, and we like to rotate by 60 degrees to produce the lowest energy conformer. The energy difference between the highest point and the lowest point on this side of the curve would be a negative 3.0 3.0 kcal per mole, since I am going down in energy. If I were to go up in energy, going from point B to point C, that would have an energy value of a positive 3 kcal per mole. And so when we go up in energy, we understand the energy difference is going to be positive. We said that is unpreferred. We said delta G values is positive. Prefer the left-hand side of the equilibrium. Likewise, have we reversed the equilibrium around, we recognize that going from high potential energy to low potential energy, the sign must be a negative value for delta G, when delta G is negative. And so we begin to understand that the lowest energy conformer in ethane, going from this eclipse conformer, much rather be in the staggered conformation. And in order to go back to a eclipse conformation, I must input energy. That energy is always positive when I input it, and we have this conformer. The two energy values are related to each other in this case as being 3.0. And remember something about thermodynamics. The sign tells you something about the energy flow. When the energy value is negative, energy is being released. When energy value is positive, energy is being inputted into the system. Again, we can clearly see that in the eclipse conformation. Atoms repel, the molecule rotates 60 degrees, energy is released, and the molecule is much happier in this conformation. If I want to force it back into the eclipse conformation from the staggered conformation, I'm going to have to input 3 kcal, and that input would be a positive 3 kcal of energy. So here's the potential energy profile conformational analysis plot for the 6 conformers of ethane.